How's everyone doing today? I hope you guys are having fun. It is June 24th of 2021. Thought I would give you guys a quick rundown of the things going. I know that these videos probably are not that informational or not that interesting to a lot of people. What we do them is like little logs. What we checked is we checked back on our June 28th of last year, and what we saw was our tomatoes were not nearly doing as well and our peppers were doing better. So what we are able to do is kind of look back on our own videos. We don't have a plan. Plans are for nerds and magic users, and we're not nerds or magic users, so we just want to grow some really cool stuff. And let me see if I can give you a rundown of all the plants we have growing and name them out really quick for you. Everything's producing flowers and doing pretty well. This is lemon balm that came back for us. This is 2 yellow Scotch bonnet. This is 2 habanada. This is 2 buena mulata. This is 2 purple jalapeno. That's a Manzano and a Mary Cray cross, which is a poblano and a pimento cross. And those are 3 ahi types: the sugar rush peach, the lemon drop, and the ahi crystal. These were the last 6 types of peppers we got into bins. We got 2 of our dwarf tomatoes right here. This is the Emerald Giant and the Egypt Yellow. We have them on the side where the peppers generally sit. Corsican mint spreading out really well. That's a catnip that needs trimmed down a little bit. That's some wonky, rough growing Manzano peppers. I think what happened that stunted a lot of our peppers is root lock. When we tried to transplant, we shook the roots out and we tried to really get it as far as we could broken up without breaking too many of the roots or disturbing it too much. And some of them, it just seems like they just kind of got root locked, so we're watering in directly at the stem to try to force some of the soil away too and stuff and get them going. A lot of times when that happens, it stunts it, but it doesn't slow it down all the way. Here's a piece of ginger we got. We just put it in a cupboard in a really low layer of water until it started getting little roots and showing the little nodes at the end. Then we broke it into pieces, and we've given 3 of these away, and this is just one piece from about a $4 or $5 piece of ginger. So 1 piece out of 4, and it's starting to get some new upshoots here too. It's growing pretty tall. We were able to top it so it still uses the bottom part of the stem, it just doesn't grow any taller, and it'll start putting out new shoots. That's a Berry's Crazy Cherry tomato. There's 2 plants in there. We'll walk down the pepper row here real quick. There's 2 of the Carrot Cross. Those ones are struggling a bit. There's 2 Courbaki that are growing really tall for us. That's 2 5-color that are exploding in growth. We've gotten peppers on all these. We've been cutting off a lot of the wonky peppers to try to get them a little bit bigger first. We still are basically trimming and micromanaging all the way through June and then July, but we've already had some summer heats. We were lucky enough to get a sprinkle of rain today that just kind of got the leaves wet. The plants really love it though. This is 2 lemon spice jalapeno. This is 2 shishito. This is 2 of one we're calling the Midwest Fire Tongue. It's a almost tongue-shaped pepper. These ones are coming out kind of dull, so I don't know if I'll even save seeds on these or consider them apart, but it would be an F3 grow. This is 2, I forgot this one, Jimmy Nardello right here, and it's got some peppers on it. This is some struggling Courbaki. This is 2 more of the lemon carrot cross that are doing better than the ones that were down here. It's a cross between a lemon spice jalapeno and a Courbaki that we got in our yard last year. That's 2 Oda. That's 2 Oda. That is 2 more lemon spice jalapeno, 2 lemon drop, 2 sugar rush peach, 2 ahi crystal. This is the Jedi jalapeno, 2 of those. 2 pumpkin peppers, Hungarian pumpkin pepper. The name's really hard to pronounce though. There's 2 more of the pumpkin peppers. There's 2 more of the Manzano, which comes from a rare black seeded pepper that is called Capsicum pubescens, and they're from, I think, Peru or the Andes. really high altitude, cold weather type of pepper plant. And that's a black cobra too, which is a cold weather style, what would you call it, a cold weather style Thai pepper style. We're going to see how those look today. We've grown those the past couple years but never really got them anywhere. And this is two of the datil. That's a couple rosemary that we got from our local nursery. This is black from Tula tomatoes. Here we got zinnias, some Sweet Williams fading out. That's actually borage. A whole bunch of irises, and these tiger lilies. We got them from the store, and when they were fading out, we just stuck them in the ground, and they're actually coming up. So we've had this one here bloom, this one right here is in full. And then this one right here is about ready to go. Those zinnias will be coming up pretty soon too. We've already seen some of the irises going. Really cool. We just this is our random wildflower bucket. Angel put some golden wax beans in these two right here. This is Alaska peas. They're not doing too well in our heat because we've gotten some early summer heat. These two cucumbers are crystal apple cucumbers. That's the Alaska snow pea anyways that's in there right now though. And then this is the Oregon giant pea that's in there with those. That's a Green Beauty boxwood. That is a densiformis yew. This is some red beans we got from Patrice's Projects, I believe. That's two of a semi-white sweet corn and two of the kiddo corn, which is primarily glass gem. This is some more of the golden wax beans that have been doing pretty well for us. That's only a couple plants and they're starting to try to pour out, but it's working really, really well. Here the corn's struggling a little bit, but there's two, a waxicon. It's a green-yellow corn that I believe is native. And then there's also two glass gem or kiddo corn in there too. And then this is dragon tongue beans, three of the kiddo corn, and in the middle is a crystal apple cucumber that's starting to perk itself up there. Okay, and a rundown of the tomatoes. This end one here is one Paul Robeson right here. All of our tomatoes and peppers are flowering and trying to produce. Some of them were trying to set back a little bit, but the tomatoes and everything else is really starting to go. But this is the Paul Robeson. This is two black cherry tomatoes and one atomic grape. This is two blue cream cherry tomatoes. A couple, I believe they call them lime, but they come out yellow. They start off a little bit lime green. But marigolds, and I can't remember the name of the flower, but Angel got that from Mother's Day from our local nursery. This is this is a black beauty tomato on this side. And this is a blue beauty tomato plant on this side. This is the Ava Purple Ball, two of those. That's chamomile. We found some inchworms on it though, and they had completely decimated both of these tufts. And Angel put some more Chires baby corn in there. That's basil, and we just threw this Malabar spinach that's been sitting back there forever. That's cinnamon basil, lemon basil, and regular sweet basil, or Genovese, I think. I'm not sure. Are Genovese basil and sweet basil the same thing? This is a Japanese black Trifield tomato. There's two plants in here. With the potato leaf plants, we have a harder time trimming them. They don't seem to bush out because if you notice on the leaf nodes, the leaves are always so far different. And we've noticed that with everything that's kind of potato leafed. So we like where there's lots of growth. We can cut this growth top back to kind of force some more into production and stuff like that. But with these ones, it's a lot harder to cut. You have to let the plant, so once the plant does get bigger and established, you can start trimming off the ends a little bit. But it just seems like a sparser plant overall. Once it gets going, it's really strong. But once you're starting, it's maybe a little bit harder to get going for us anyways in the potato leaves. This is several herbs. Do you want to name them?
Thyme, oregano, cilantro, and chives.
Okay. And this is 2 Amana orange tomatoes. These are all as taller than me. And I'm 6'1". That is a dwarf purple heart. Back here is 2 Tasmanian chocolate tomatoes. This is a Mr. Snow tomato. These are dwarf from the Dwarf Tomato Project. This is a lemon ice, and it's the most productive as far as tomatoes. Maybe not the strongest plants. The Tasmanian chocolate out of the 7 dwarfs seems to have the strongest plants so far, but the highest production's coming on the lemon ice, and that's completely up for, you know what I mean, debate, because everything is relayed in early, late, on time. We don't really have plan. We just grow what we want to grow. But that's a lemon ice right there. It's got about 8 or 9 tomatoes on it, I believe. And this one is a dwarf peppermint stripes. So the 7 dwarfs: Purple Heart, Tasmanian chocolate, Mr. Snow, lemon ice, peppermint stripes, Egypt yellow, and emerald evergreen. So those are the 7 dwarfs. Emerald giant, I keep calling it the emerald evergreen. It's the emerald giant. The emerald evergreen is a large, indeterminate heirloom tomato. The emerald giant is almost like a dwarf clone version of that, or at least we'll see if that's true. In the center here we got some, I think they're from Denmark, bunching onions. We got some walking onions that came from Little Beans a year or 2 ago. And inside there's also some garlic from the Citystead. This is a black crim tomato, a Cherokee purple tomato, and a Hawaiian pineapple tomato. There's 2 of each of those, and that's the kind of center of our yard. Those ones actually ended up behind. We wanted them the farthest ahead. Just our project still in the middle of the works. There's the transplanted comfrey in there, already growing out of there.
Oh, yeah.
That was a giant lump the size of a basketball that we had to like stuff in there. We put it in there with our compost, kitchen scraps, things like that, because we know the comfrey's a strong plant that will survive even if it's put into those conditions, and it'll hopefully sap all of that, the nutrients out of that, and then when it grows up we just chop it. And it's one of those plants we don't mind laying on the soil top and just letting it degrade. It doesn't really cause a lot of funguses or problems. We do get possibly grubs and stuff that try to hide underneath it. If you just chop it up a little bit and throw it on the topsoil, it breaks down really easy and doesn't really hurt the plants. But oh yeah, Angel reminded me to show you the sweet potatoes too that she's got going. These came from grow bags from my sister. They were really cool. They fit near perfect in these dollar store oil traps for oil pans for your car. But we just set them in there so that we can bottom water them. This one is a white sweet potato that came from the grocery store, and this one is a purple, or not a purple, a golden sweet potato that came from the grocery store. Both these we didn't do anything this year for. We just set them in our cupboard and they started to grow. So sweet potatoes, tomatoes, peppers, herbs, corn, peas, beans. We can never seem to let the suckers, some of the suckers are just too big to let go, so we just toss them in water. They'll grow roots, we'll eventually throw them out, but we always have something kind of going or starting right there. That's a red curry squash. It's gonna fade too unless we take it down to our farm market and give it away. Got a couple spider plants here from the little bathroom, and a couple lemon trees. So it is June 24th of 2021. This is UT Angel and Kiddo, and Athena and Tabby are cats. Hear that sound? That's the Eurasian collared dove. Ravens ain't afraid of this. Jays ain't afraid of it. Robins ain't afraid of it. Those little finches, sparrows aren't afraid of it. Nothing's afraid of it. The Eurasian collared dove does not like the color yellow though. So if you're trying to keep them out of your yard or run them off, if you have something yellow, this is a dollar store shovel we bought 6 years ago. We just kind of come out here and we shake it in the air and it kind of runs them off. They'll give 2 or 3 clutches of eggs every single year. It's an invasive species. It's called the Eurasian collared dove. Yeah, yellow will chase them away. So you don't want too many of them. It's more like a tree rat than it is a dove. So you know the story of what was it, the ugly duckling? This is the beautiful pigeon story, where the entire time the beautiful pigeon thinks it's the most beautiful of all pigeons and finds out it's really just an ugly dove. So we love you guys. June 24th 2021, having tons of fun over here. If you're not having fun, it's going to feel like work. So I know that our videos are up and down. Our idea for the pushing and testing of the tomatoes and the peppers this year is just to try to get them to production, see if we can get something decent going, worth showing, do a sit-down review with them, with you guys, and then continue on. So saving seeds is a big part of our life over here. Got lots and lots of plans, but we love you guys and don't want to take forever. So I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Love you.